Hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? Marissa here. I'm so glad you're here. I'm just working on my screens right now, trying to get everything up and running. There we go. I think we're good. How is everyone doing? We are in the middle of the week. It is Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're being safe. And I just want to kick off by saying thank you to all our first responders, law enforcement, healthcare providers, doctors, nurses, everyone who is just so brave during this time, serving everyone, keeping things running and going. So appreciated. I'm going to flip on a few things here. On that note, yesterday I had a prescription that needed to get filled, and I thought, well, let me see. I called in to get it filled, and I just took a chance and called the pharmacy to see if it was filled, and they were so attentive. They were just so nice, and they said, yeah, it's ready for you. And I just stopped for a moment and said, thank you for everything you're doing and for being there and taking care of all of us. And for a moment, her professional voice stopped, because normally they call and they ask your name and, what's your birthday and everything. And she just became human for a minute and just said, oh, thank you so much. We're doing our best. And it was like I was talking to a friend. And I think during this time, it's important to just get human, and as you see people, the cashier, I know my daughter and I, when I've gone shopping, she did that as well. She thanked the cashier at the supermarket, and she literally broke down crying, not my daughter, the cashier, because it's an emotional time. It's a tense time. And it's just such an example for us to be able to see what can we do to help and serve. But anyway, that's part of what I wanted to share this morning, is just an encouragement. I'm still trying to dial in how long I want to make these live broadcasts, and I'm kind of testing to see how much time it takes me to deliver a little bit of content, because I'm going to soon launch a podcast, probably by the end of April. I'm working hard to get that done. And just behind the scenes, the usual stuff as ever. Yesterday I launched a webinar, and I've already got some people that started registering for a group coaching session that I'm going to begin April 23rd. They've jumped on, and it's really to help people that are just starting to have an online presence, that need to understand what their value proposition is, to need to understand kind of a marketing strategy, need to understand what tools do they need, how do they get out there in the online presence, how do they leverage their time before they need to have a VA, and so forth. So this is for people that are just starting out, so they can get a little bit more clarity, they can get a plan, they can already put together, what they bring to the table and create an offer, and then begin to launch. But it's a great opportunity right now to just be that encouragement online, just be that voice of wisdom, or that voice of humor, or that voice of help, maybe a skill that it's a great time for that. I'll talk more about that at the end of this broadcast. But anyway, besides doing the webinar, I went ahead and, I had some virtual meetings that I had, and I am part of a mastermind, Ray Edwards mastermind. So we got together. It's always great to get together, because we can't do this alone. We need community, we need people, peers, and a mastermind is a great way to connect with people. And they're usually paid masterminds. And so they're usually people that like, and trust, that you join up with. And so it's more of a way of helping us have that outside perspective, but at the same time, it's a voice of encouragement too, which we need. And why is that important? Because our work is an extension of who we are. It really is. Our work is an extension of who we are. So if we need to take care of ourselves first, our mindset, our health, our perspective. When challenges come, we need to figure out how are we going to respond and not react to the things that are coming on. So, and then we later on kind of geared down. I had a client appointment, a one-on-one client appointment, and did that. And then toward the end of the evening, my daughter cooked dinner. Wow, it was awesome. Some type of lemon chicken. It was keto friendly too. It was delicious with zucchini, and it was awesome. And we used all our holiday napkins, what we've done to conserve during this coronavirus and trying not to be so wasteful. We've used every birthday napkin, Valentine napkins, Christmas napkins, 4th of July napkins. We had some patriotic napkins going. So we had a collection of all these napkins. So we're trying to save and conserve. And I didn't realize, how much we waste. Just, we buy the package of napkins for some holiday thing, and then we put them in the cupboard. So I've been doing that. And later in the evening, my granddaughter, she wanted to watch Dr. Dolittle. I had taken her to the movies a little time, I don't know, I guess it was a couple months ago. I don't know when it came out. And she and I went together. Excuse me, I got my croaky morning voice. She and I went to the theater to watch Dr. Dolittle. She had never seen him in a previous movie because there's been like 3 versions of it. And this one was with Robert Downey Jr., who I also love. Iron Man. Oh, yeah. He's great. I love his personal story too. And we watched Dr. Dolittle, and it was great. The whole family got together to watch it. And it was a nice way to kind of end the evening. But it's interesting. There's some quotes in there, and there's a quote that kind of relates to what I started this live with about serving people, helping people, meeting people where they're at. There's a quote at the end of the movie that says it's only by helping others that we can truly help ourselves. It's only by helping others that we can truly help ourselves. And the backstory to Dr. Dolittle in this version of Dr. Dolittle is that he and his wife were adventurers, and his wife went on an adventure and he lost her. So if you haven't watched the movie, I'm so sorry, spoiler alert. But he kind of became a hermit, and so he didn't want to come out of his hermit life, and the animals were all trying to help him to move on. And it wasn't until the queen was ill, gravely ill, that he decided to go on this quest. And so they go on this quest, and really the quest in trying to heal the queen is what really healed him and healed his heart. And he began to connect with people. There's other characters in the story. But I love that saying, and the saying that it's only by helping others that we can help ourselves, because so often, especially right now when we're in this pandemic, when so many people are stressed, when so many people are facing a lot of unknowns, it's a great way for us to reach out to someone and be that voice of encouragement. And you'll be surprised how much strength you draw from it personally. Hey, Tara, how are you doing? We're talking about Dr. Dolittle. That was our movie last night. Audrey can't wait. She's always asking me, what time are you going to be done with work? Because she's off this week. It's what they call the spring break. It's Holy Week for those people of faith. And so not only is she not in school, but she doesn't have any school to do this week. So she's like, when are you done with work so we can watch a movie? So I think it's going to be a movie night every night this week. So Dr. Dolittle with Robert Downey Jr. is a great movie, and I love that quote. So think about that, this week, by that quote, that it's only by helping others that we can truly help ourselves. Maybe the best thing we could do besides washing our hands and not touching our face and eating right and staying healthy and building up our immune system is reaching out to someone. And again, why the encouragement? Because our work is an extension of who we are. We got to take care of this person here. We got to get our head on straight, because that's going to help us in the pursuit of what we're doing with our work and how we want to serve people online. The title today is Get Uncomfortable to Succeed Online. Oh my gosh, that is such a true statement. Get uncomfortable to succeed online, because if you're going to move into the online space, you got to get uncomfortable with some of the unknowns. You got to go on this quest, so to speak. And even going back to Dr. Dolittle, there's another quote with Dr. Dolittle that says, embrace the unknown and the answers will be revealed. Embrace the unknown and the answers will be revealed. That is so true, and so much supports my point that you do have to get uncomfortable to succeed online. It just happened to correspond. I didn't plan this around Dr. Dolittle, but I happened to watch it yesterday, and I planned this out over last weekend, and it happened to fit because, just think about it. When you get something new, a new device, a new phone, a new iPad, or even a new computer, and you got to move everything from the old to the new, that is sometimes daunting. It could be time consuming. There's things you got to read. There's things that don't work right, and programs don't play with each other, and all kinds of things. And we kind of dread the change. We dread going from old to new because there's an aspect of the new that we don't know. And that would cause us to maybe stop or maybe move backwards because it doesn't feel comfortable. But in order to succeed online, you've got to embrace that. You've got to go from the old to the new. You've got to get uncomfortable to succeed. And uncomfortable isn't necessarily a bad thing. Uncomfortable for me has stretched me to grow, to discover really more of the things that I'm capable of, the capacity of what I'm capable of. Had I not taken that step or gone down that road, I would have never realized so many things. I mean, writing was like that when I first started. It was the unknown. It was the uncomfortable. I wanted to write, but I didn't want anybody to read it. So how do you get published, articles published, if you don't want anybody to read it? My husband used to laugh at me so much. Okay, so you're a writer and you don't want anybody to read your writing. How's that going to work, you know? And so I had to get uncomfortable to be able to get published in international magazines, local publications and online publications. I had to get uncomfortable to do that. The same thing with the speaking. That was one of the things that was a big fear for me. I mean, I had to join an organization, try to get over my fear. I had to get uncomfortable to do that. And the first practice run, they called it, what was it? It was what was it called? It was kind of like a breakthrough or some type of personal little talk that you did. It was kind of an introduction to who you are. It was supposed to be really simple. You just talk about who you are. And I just froze after like the third sentence. And I said, I can't do this. I'm going to have to reschedule this. I just stopped in the middle of it. And then later on, continued to practice and develop that skill. And I ended up in the international speech competition with 30,000 contestants, and ranking in the top 100 by just embracing and getting uncomfortable, embracing being uncomfortable and allowing myself to grow. And in the online space, there's so many things. There's so many new tools. There's so many new things that we could do. There's different strategies. There's live streams. There's so many ways that we can communicate to people, again, because we want to serve people, we want to encourage people, we want to help people, we want to provide a service for people. We want people to be able to go from A to B to C to D. And in order to do that, we have to allow ourselves to get uncomfortable. No different than when we have to change from an old device to a new device and all the things that go on with it. I had to do that with my new phone, my iPhone 11, switch everything around. It was actually much easier than it was back in the day, much easier to do that. So I just wanted you to be encouraged today in business that uncomfortable isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can be a good thing. And we all get uncomfortable in something. There is always going to be something that's going to challenge us. And right now, on top of everything else, we have what's going on in the world that's forcing everyone to kind of feel uncomfortable and draw strength from within and get a perspective, respond and not react, and figure out what can I do? Because what we have and what we can control is ourselves and our emotions, and we can do something today. Today's a brand new day. Here it's what, 7:45. It might be 10:45 in the East Coast, whatever time zone you have, but the day is still new. The day is still new. What can we do today? We can seize today. And that's really all we ever had was today. We don't know what happens tomorrow, but we have today. What can we do today? What can I do to move my business forward? What can I do to encourage someone today? What can I do that would be a healthy step for me to take care of my body? What can I do today? Because today is what I have. Today is what I have. And, tomorrow, yesterday was yesterday. Yesterday is part of history now, but we have today, and we can shape tomorrow by what we do today. So much of my prayer used to be, Lord, change me today so I could be the woman you want me to be tomorrow. And I lived in that for so long. change me today so I can be the person you want me to be tomorrow. And we need to do that if we want to grow an online business. And there's a lot of things that you can become uncomfortable doing. We all go through it, but one of the best things that I can say is join community. Find other like-minded people. If you're a person of faith, find people like myself or other people that are people of faith that are in business. Whatever, I mean, there's a lot of people. Of course, I would love for you to connect with me, but I want you to excel and exceed any expectation you have. And you will get uncomfortable, so you do need community. You need mentors. You need people that will pour into you, that have gone a little bit before you, that can shorten the learning curve. And that's the best way to be able to walk through, those times when we're feeling uncomfortable and maybe even unsure. So I think that's it for today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And another thing you'll realize when you join community, and I'm going to do one last quote from Dr. Dolittle. I'm sorry. I just love that movie. But when you do join community, when you do connect with people, you're going to find that you're all very diversified, different backgrounds, different goals. Some are authors, some are speakers, some are in the health industry, some are in maybe a nonprofit, different, but somehow you've got that common denominator that is bringing you all together, and you begin to really support and love those people. And there's a quote in Dr. Dolittle where he fights, that he's confronted with this dragon. It's kind of like this moment right before he finds what he's looking for. And the dragon was sick, and Dr. Dolittle wanted to help because he's a doctor. So he healed the dragon, and the dragon was just amazed and saw all the people with Dr. Dolittle. I mean, he had animals and ducks and, giraffes and a little boy. And he goes, what brought all these different creatures together, And he just says, somehow we just belong together. Somehow we just belong together. So you're going to find when you join in community, doesn't matter gender, doesn't matter age, doesn't matter background, doesn't matter if they have a degree, if they don't have a degree, if they're further along than you are, if they're just starting out, you're going to find that you belong together because you're forming a community and you're supporting each other. So to succeed, you got to get uncomfortable, right? And remember to continue to cultivate yourself, because your work is an extension of who you are. I hope you'll join me for one of my webinars. I had one yesterday. I'm going to have one today and tomorrow at different times. I will put a link in the show notes. I would love to have you there. I'm going to talk about how to start an online business. And if for any reason you can't join live, you can always watch the replay. So until tomorrow, take care. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Stay safe. Use all those holiday napkins that you have laying around in the cupboard. Save paper, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.